killing it at the minute.
It's getting
from the last time, obviously, when you come on, like, from where it was then to like where it is now, shit, man.
Well, I just released it.
That must have been
January, February.
Yeah,
literally.
That was early stage. I don't even know if the app was even running then. It wasn't live. It wasn't. You're still trying to fix some bugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now we're at this stage where you've done your Combat Fight series, you're a regular on that. 21st Century, you just done. You're doing Noble Combat Championship.
Yeah, some boxing shows, and just trying to grow the promoters on there. We're probably about 800 users total now, which is 800 users quality. Yeah. We've just gone over. So in terms of revenue for promoters, we just topped 30k. So we're doing all right.
Is it hitting a trajectory that you thought it would hit?
I targeted myself to get 5 promoters in 2023, and there's now 20 signed up.
That's
wicked,
I didn't. That's wicked.
I think like it's one of those things where like I'll gas it up because it's mine, right? And I know the problems it fixes, but convincing people of it, and I think it was Katie at 21st Century. She was like, it's probably people were seeing it as like too good to be true. It's like, no, surely there's not something that fixes that problem. And, and obviously cash is king, so people still want to stick with that quite a bit. So I think the transition, I always knew the transition between cash to digital was never just going to be a clean sweep. It was never just going to be, oh yeah, let's just ditch cash, because for obvious reasons. But the people who have adopted it are starting to see, and we're fixing bugs and doing all those bits and pieces as we go along. And
you want to be first to the innovation, though.
Yeah.
It's innovative.
Yeah. I hope that it does what I want it to do over the next couple of years. But to be honest, like this year wasn't about profit. It wasn't about, I think I said it in the first one, like I'm not in it to just make money as quick as possible. Like I will suffer the financials myself to just prove that I wanted to build something that fixed the problem. And the bigger goal is to be we've taken this way further away from where we were going to talk about, but the idea was always to solve the problem of an unfair fight system on the smaller to medium-sized promotions and in disciplines that aren't big enough yet, considering how good they are to watch. Like Muay Thai is my passion, and I think everyone should be going to watch that just the way they go and watch boxing and MMA. And I think the reason it doesn't is because there's no real platform to support those disciplines. Same as BJJ, like I want to do exactly the same for those guys and any other sport, kickboxing, K1, whatever it is. And I think like that is will slowly eke its way. Yeah, it's the same as Leapfrog, the Leapfrog guys, right? Like that's what they intend to do, is like build a platform that gives everyone in the sport the same platform without them having to take the risk that us guys are taking starting something that actually does it. So, yeah. But it's cool to see, man. It's really cool to see when you get messages from fighters and they've done the process start to finish, they've sold tickets to it, and then they get like they have their fight and whatever, and then they message you like, I literally didn't lift a finger. Like I didn't lift a finger to sell tickets.
It's convenience for fighters,
week.
Man.
I literally just done it myself. I've done a weight cut today. I'm fighting tomorrow, and I haven't even thought about selling tickets, but they're selling, and all I had to do was send a link. Like, you just think about it that way, and it's like, it is a no-brainer.
Yeah, like
it's convincing.
The times have moved on.
Yeah,
like it's time for the times to kind of.
Yeah,
we're at that point.
Yeah,
we're at that point where digitalization is taking over.
And
cash will get left.
Yeah. It's the same old, like people are going to mix it up. They're not going to, a lot of people have just replaced Eventbrite. That's the main thing that's happened, is like, don't get me wrong, it'd be great if people just swapped completely, but that's not going to happen. I know it's a slow burner, but what has happened is like people stop using Eventbrite, they start using this platform, and then they'll see like a post, an Instagram post where I'm like, oh, you can do a live fight card, and they're like, that literally doesn't exist. Why doesn't it exist? Like, and they can put that onto the Bokst event, and then people can see what fights have happened, who's fighting that night. People can judge when they want to turn up to see their pals fight. You know,
you can do so much of it.
It's just like
you go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. I think that anyone who's tried to do this sort of thing before hasn't wanted to be more than just a platform to sell tickets. The intention is for it to be a platform start to finish. So everything that you can think of that a promoter struggles with now, in 5 years' time, they'll just I'm going to put a show on. go on, stick my event on, put my fight card in, put all the weights in. They can do a digital weigh, and like the thoughts that I've got in my head are that you just wouldn't have to lift a finger from start to finish, because most processes that are difficult will just be digitized. And you know,
I know how you're sleeping.
Yeah.
You're sleeping like that.
Yeah. No, I don't know. No, not money. I think that's probably the thing, isn't it? It's like, if you really want to solve a problem or start a business, you do it because you want to solve the problem. Don't do it just... Yes, there is businesses where you can start it with just the mindset of, I want to make loads of money, but actually you solve all the problems and you have a big goal that just... The goal is so big that you can't even think about anything else. It's something I've been discussing recently with like a mentor that I'm using. It's like, when the goal is so big, those things of like monetary value and like financial freedom and blah blah blah, like they're like down here in a spider web of jobs.
You've seen the steps. You've seen the steps of the process where you already want it to be. Everything else is just a blur. It's just like exactly. I know we can get this to this. This is going to solve this problem. But again, you're passionate about this. You're in this sport actively, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like,
come from
I could just say
person.
the reason I'm fighting. It's just a test. I was like, that's the only reason I'm fighting, right? The whole fight camp, spend time away from the kids, like away from everything, just to test the platform. But
obviously, like a little. What do you want for the next year for Bokst?
Oh God, more after this fight. If I'm not going to do another one, which I'm not. I want to get more promoters. My next goal is to have more promoters use it in its fullest. Like, a lot of promoters aren't. I understand why. But like, committing to the process start to finish, and like, you know, pushing fighters to sell through it to make their lives easier, and off the back of that improve the process. And so for the next year, I'd like to probably double the amount of promoters, and off the back of that, double the amount that I have currently that are just pushing the full process.
You're looking to tie a clinch on it, man. Double down.
Double down. Yeah, go for it. Like, give it everything and let everyone have their, you know, like, the ultimate goal is literally to just be the go-to, you know, like if you think of putting on an event, people instantly go to Eventbrite mostly. And I want to be that, but when it's any discipline but just combat sports, I want them to say Bokst is the first name that comes out their mouth when they're just not even think, like, I'm going to put a show on, I need to get it on Bokst. End of story. Like, that's what I want. Probably not in the next year, but I mean, that'd be really cool if it does, but just for the next year, just keep on the trajectory we're going on. I didn't expect to do this many, so keep on that trajectory, fix all the problems, you know, as they come up, just make the process easier and easier and easier. And I think that's going to be the route to people having it as the go-to, is just do that.